That's one of the other things that comes up that's really, really important too. One of the articles that we had dealt with a certain kind of child porn, didn't it?
Yeah.
What was it? What's that?
Digital.
Digitizing it. What was digitizing it?
It was like 18 and 20-year-old boys or something like that. They were legal age, but they digitally remastered them
To make them look.
Younger.
Yeah, the Supreme Court in that 7-2 decision struck down digitally remastering porn films to make people that were of age and choosing to participate in those appear younger to appeal to assorted fetishes or whatever. So you can digitally remaster people that are older, but that's a violation. Now, Mary, to your point just a second ago, the one time that child porn is legal is actually if it's cartoons. And I think the argument there is that it is such a fantasy and it's animation, nobody is going to think that that would really be real, so that's not necessarily spreading the same kinds of problems that, say, digitally remastered would, or even putting younger girls or boys in movies that they consent to, but they don't take off any clothes in, because that's illegal to do as well. Obscenity is kind of an interesting one because there were a number of cases that we talked about with those examples. We talked about the sex club too, didn't we? What was the sex shop article?
Oh, the one with the church.
Yeah, what was the store with the church?
Oh, they're leaving the
eye-opening in the mail.
drug needles and stuff outside on the church.
Condoms.
Taking the pictures. Okay, I'm getting bits and pieces from everybody. So what's the story from the beginning? Go ahead, Mohammed.
The church guy finds these solicitors and they're leaving all this junk, and then so he tries to find out who they are, and one night he takes a picture of these cars and he sends it to all the people in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the husbands of this wife gets it, and
No, he takes the pictures of the cars and he checks them through the police, whatever.
Yeah.
He knows the address and sends it.
Okay, so let's start back at the beginning on this. So you're saying stuff is getting left in the church parking lots. What kind of stuff?
like condoms and
Needles. What's that? Flyers, needles, pictures, used condoms, things that you wouldn't walk and want when you go to church or worship, your practice when you go to your respective facilities. Indeed, that you would want to see, or maybe your kids would want to see, or maybe they would, but you wouldn't want them to see this. Okay, now with this in mind, what ended up happening in this, if you'll remember, was these things were found. The man that went to take pictures of cars in front of this XXX sex store, what was this man? He was the pastor of the church that was across the street. And what did Mario, you started to say this. He took the pictures, and then when he took the pictures, he ran it through the police, and then what did he do?
He took the addresses and he sent them to all the addresses.
So he sent pictures of cars in front of the club to home addresses. You remember what the caption was?
I know where
Saw you in the neighborhood.
Observed you in the neighborhood.
You know there was a church around?
Yeah, basically, observed you in the neighborhood, just thought you'd like to know there's a church around kind of thing. All right, now Katie, let me come to you. Okay, let's say that you're, I don't know, married or shacked up one, and you get this car, or this picture of your boyfriend's car, husband's car, in front of this kind of a club. What's your reaction?
Where is it?
Nice. What's your reaction? You going to invite him home with open arms when you meet him at the door?
Maybe.
Maybe. Katie's blushing. Maybe I'm asking the wrong girl. Ellie, let me come to you. Ellie, let's say it's your husband, your boyfriend, your shack up, and you get a picture of his four-wheel drive truck with his gun racks right out in front of that sex shop. Okay? When he comes home after you've picked that thing out of the mailbox, are you going to greet him with open arms?
Probably not.
You're probably not. What are you going to do?
Probably punch him.
Probably punch him. There's going to be problems. Is he ever going to go back to that place?
No.
No, he's not. Not as long as he's with you. Not as long as he's with you, because of the hell that you're getting ready to open up on him. See, here's the trick with this. This pastor is acting as a private citizen. And as he acts as a private citizen, he is defending his religion against that smut, that filth, that whatever you might want to call it. He is really using you as a private citizen to kind of police this for him. Was it legal?
Yeah.
How do we know?
Because he became mayor. That's how
He was overwhelmingly elected mayor after this happened. He was elected with like a 2-to-1 vote, basically. So the community was very much in favor of him standing up to these shops. So you would say to yourself, well, wait a minute. Well, Val, okay, let me come over to you. Val, okay, let's say that you wanted to go park your car and go frequent these establishments. Is this a violation of your rights with them taking pictures? Why? How?
I mean, I don't know.
Not real sure. Linda, is it a violation of Al's rights to go to these establishments? What right is this pastor violating, do you think?
Privacy.
Privacy. He's really infringing upon privacy. Now, some people say, well, wait a minute. You go park out of one of those clubs, your car is right out there on the street. But nonetheless, it seems like this is questionable under the First Amendment. But actually, it wasn't. It's legal to do this.
Why did they say it was legal?
Well, basically, this never went to court. So it wasn't that the court made a pronouncement. It was because of the results of the election. The community was overwhelmingly in favor of it. And when you remember, who is it that defines if something is offensive?
Okay.
It's the local community that does. So that's where this kind of falls in. That's where this falls in. What else have y'all got? Go ahead, Walter. Polygamy. Don't worry about polygamy. I tested you on that earlier. So I think we're clean as far as that's concerned.
For our class, though, you're going to test with our class because you didn't do our class on polygamy. Like, you hadn't, like, said you hadn't covered it or whatever.
I'll go ahead and axe it for everybody. Yeah, I'll axe it just to keep it simple. I'll axe it for everybody. Go ahead, Kevin.
Okay, with commercial speech, you said it must be true and legal, so stuff. Like, that's what I wrote. I'm sort of confused.
Okay. Commercial speech. Can anybody explain commercial speech?
Isn't that about the horse?
I'm sorry? About the horse?
Yeah, remember? Like,
The horse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I need to stop the camera. Okay.